but hey, live. Um, hey, somebody's back. Somebody's back. Hello. Hello and welcome back. Sorry about that, guys. I guess I went out a little bit too fast. Just as I hit the end, the broadcast button, I saw somebody say, you're not sideways anymore. So yeah. Go figure. Hey, my Renaissance grandma. How are you doing? We are live. We're live. We're live. Hello. Hi. Lavender for Luck. Hello. How are you? Thank you so much, Lavender for Luck, for that beautiful card that you sent. You know me well with the card that you chose. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming back. Yay, we're back. Hi, Miss Shirley OG Gardner. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Sorry about that, guys. I went out a little bit too fast. I guess I should have just been a little more patient and waited a little bit. Listen, it has been raining hogs, cows. I mean, it's been throwing down over here. So thank you guys for bearing with me. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. Garden Thrive Life. Hello, how are you? Hello, family. Homestead. Hello, how are you? Hello, Tracy Jones. How are you doing? You're having two live streams at one time, and the other one you're on sideways. Yeah, I called myself ended it. So I hope that at some point, I hope that at some point it cuts itself off the way that it's supposed to. But yeah, sorry about that. Um, oh, Lavender for Luck, you're too sweet. You're too sweet. Hey, African Dreamin', how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Cassandra Dominic, how are you? Good to see you. GT Junior, hello, how are you? Good to see you in the chat. Hi, Yankee Sister Homestead. Hello again, sweetheart Gigi. Just a quick stop by to show love and support. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate you. Hello, Brenda King. Hello, how are you? Good to see you in the chat. Hello, Tammy. How are you? Good to see you. Melissa Singletary. Hello. Black Coffee. Hey, sis. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. So, I'm not going to hold you guys terribly long today um, because, hey, on that homesteader, I just saw your message pop up. I really hope that that live will stop. Hey, D Joseph. How you doing? Hey, Gina versus Gina. Hope that live will stop soon. Um, because yeah. Hey, growing with Hudson, how are you doing? Hey, Urban Backyard Container Gardening, how are you? So anyway, on today, I was saying a little bit ago that we had a terrible, terrible storm come through. My garden is kind of sideways the way that I was, so things are laying over in the garden. So I'm gonna have to go out there. It just stopped raining maybe about 10 or 15 minutes ago. It's still, like raining a little bit, but it was hailing and everything. So um, I was gonna do this outside, but obviously I couldn't make that happen since we're doing this. Hey Shakira, how you doing? Um, so I wanted to talk to y'all today. I don't want to hold y'all, terribly long, but I did want to talk to y'all today. Hey, Velzek Garden, how you doing? Yeah, let's see. It's showing a duration of 1 minute 59 seconds over here. Yeah, because I ended that video. I should have just been a little more patient and just waited. Hey, so good gardener, how you doing? To just see. Hey, Rain and Love, hello, hello. I should have just waited a little bit to see if, it was going to straighten out, but it was telling me that the orientation was locked. And so I didn't know what to do. I mean, if it's locked, right? But anyway, so you don't mind being held growing with us. Yeah. So so anyway, I can't really show you guys anything out there. Hi, Anna Nana Garden 8B. Can't show you anything since we can't go out there, obviously. But I did have some things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Look, I got two pens with me, two of them, because I am depending on y'all today. Hey, Lion Crest Gardening, depending on y'all today. Indiana Backyard Gardener, hello, hello. I'm depending on y'all because I want I want us to feel like we all have something to contribute, right? Because we do. And I learned so much from you guys. So I want us to share information out to other people. There are a lot of beginner gardeners that I'm starting to see that are coming through my channel. And so I want to share information today. So I didn't come on today to be like, okay, I'm just about to teach y'all something and whatever. I believe that we're all teachers, whether we like it or not. You're a teacher. If you're giving information to somebody, even if you're not talking, even if you're not using your mouth to say something, you're still teaching, whether you want to or not. People watching you, as long as people have eyes to see, you are teaching. All right. So, like it or not, you're a teacher. So, when the way that we live, people see things of us that we don't even realize. Um, and so you're teaching them something, you know, you're teaching them something. Gina versus Gina, I'm here to take it in. Second year gardener. Excellent, excellent. There are a lot of second year gardeners, a lot of second year gardeners. A lot of people only start gardening in 2020. So um, I've been gardening a long time and there's still a lot to learn. Still a lot to learn. There's always a lot to learn. And I refer to myself as a forever student because I am always learning something. And, I'm a teachable type person. So I love to learn. I love to keep taking in information just about, different things, different topics, written epistles, known and read. Exactly. Exactly. Look at that. One plants, one waters, God increases. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Written epistles. There you go. So thank you. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Um, but we all have something to learn. And so I wanted to talk today about some survival foods. There are some people who have some excellent ideas just from Hi D Little Garden. How are you? Hi Midnight Green. Some people who have come through my live chats in the past and have some incredible information, some information that actually will save you, will save your family. Okay. And so I want to I want us to share that information today. Give that information. Hey James Franklin, how you doing? I want us to give that information. That's another one. James Franklin. James Franklin has a lot of great information. James Franklin and I have really had a lot of conversations, and that guy knows some things. He knows some things, and one of the wonderful things about him is that he's so humble. He is so extremely humble, and you know, the way that he presents information, it's not like he still, even though he has grown in different states across the country, he still does not act like he just knows it all. Like, you know, he still doesn't act like that. He's just very, very humble with it. And he has a lot of great information. And so he just started his YouTube channel. One of the moderators, if you will, drop James Franklin's new YouTube channel. If y'all will go and support him, if you like the information, I'm not gonna tell you to subscribe to his channel. Go and watch his videos, see what he's put out there. If you like it, subscribe. And if you don't, give him a thumbs up anyway. Um, give him a thumbs up because he has some great information. And I think that if you do subscribe, you will actually, in the future, you're going to get some great videos from him. He's just starting. So, we all were a beginner once, but James has some incredible information. He has some incredible information that I think that a lot of people will definitely need to see. All right. So I wanted to talk about survival foods. And I want you guys to go for it. Hey, Naked Gardeners, how you doing? I want you guys to go for it. If you can give me, and please, please, y'all, if you will give me just one at a time per person, because if you put like a whole paragraph, like it's like my eyes. Okay, I'm gonna try. Hi, Talk with Tori. How are you doing? I'm gonna try to keep up. I'm gonna try to keep up with some of the things, but yeah, sweet potato. I could just see sweet potato really fast. And so if you could list your things, you can list multiple things, but just one at a time and not in a huge paragraph. Like give us some things that can be really sustainable. So Indiana Backyard Gardener said a sweet potato. And that is one thing that is so super good to grow. Now, personally, I don't really like sweet potatoes. Um, they just ain't sweet to me. Okay, they just not sweet to me, and I don't really like them. But guess what? I will do. I will grow those sweet potatoes anyway, which I have before. I chose not to grow any this year, but I will grow those sweet potatoes because I know that I can put those sweet potatoes away. I can put those sweet potatoes in my cabinet. And those sweet potatoes that I grew, they lasted for a while. Okay. They lasted for a while. You know what? That's interesting. The Naked Gardeners, that is really interesting that you said artichokes. Um, I'm gonna look for your comment. If you could like give us a little information on like artichokes. I know what an artichoke is. I've eaten one. I've actually eaten a fresh one. I've cooked with them before. But give us some like nutritional information if you know some nutritional information on artichoke, and also how difficult are they to grow, or how easy are they to grow? Because we want to know. So I saw um, winter squash was one of the things that I saw, and wholeheartedly agree with some squash, different types of squash, different varieties. The one thing that I found, um, I think my first time growing squash was probably around, I want to say around 2006 or something like that. 2005, 2006. That was my first time ever growing squash myself. My mom used to grow it, but me, myself, that was my first time ever growing squash on my own. And I had so many, um, what were they? I think mostly acorn squash. That was the one that produced the most. The acorn squash, holy moly, it went crazy. And we had so much squash, acorn squash, that I don't want any more acorn squash even today. And that's been a long time ago. So the Naked Gardener said artichokes are perennials from 7 to 10 areas. Great for pollinators, very delicious to marinate and pickle. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. So if you're in zones 7 to 10, then artichokes may be something that you want to add to your list of survival foods to grow. And I know they're nutritious. They have to be because typically when I'm gonna grow something or I'm going to try something that is as unique looking as an artichoke, I'm trying it for a reason. It's probably because it has some sort of nutritional value that I found something that would, be like a thyroid benefit or something like that. Hi, Tasha. She grows. How are you doing? Okay, Black Coffee said artichokes are high in potassium, magnesium, and food for the cardiovascular system. Thank you. Thank you, Black Coffee. See, Black Coffee eats a lot of vegan diet, so I'm not surprised that you knew that. Thank you. Thank you for that, sis. I appreciate it. So I saw beans. We know that beans are so super good. Um, you're going to have a whole lot of you get full when you're eating beans, you're eating rice. That's like you can grow so many of them. When you get to when you start pulling those beans off, like they just keep on going. They just keep on growing for you. So beans, that's a really, really good one. Um, Lentils, pinto beans. One of the things that I recently was reading about was the um, the pinto beans that you could actually eat pinto beans as sprouts. I didn't know that. And I imagine that you can do it with a whole bunch of things. And that's one of the things that I rarely hear anybody talking about. I rarely hear anybody talking about sprouts. So we're going to talk about some of the sprouts today that we can use to help us out. Hi, Brenda King. I am also plant-based. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see. I also saw carrots. And carrots is one of the things every time I want to get, healthy, I have to go and get me some carrots because I enjoy carrots. One of my daughters, she really loves carrots. So we just have to kind of stay stocked up on carrots. We just love to eat them raw, especially the small ones because they're so sweet. And then the different color ones, they have like a different nutritional value to them. So yeah, we love that type of things. Yes, yes, high Darthex beans are easy to grow. Another thing that I saw was, yes, yes, all kinds of potatoes, definitely. Kale. I'll talk with Tori. Yes, kale is one of those things that I grow every single year. Um, it may not be like calorically dense, like a potato, but kale in terms of the nutrition that it's going to give you, like it's one of those necessity things that I buy. And I actually bought some yesterday. I had about maybe 12 to 15 kale plants when we moved just recently, and I just left them all in the ground because we ended up having a situation kind of at the last minute. So I left kale. I left three different varieties of collards. I had the Vates collards, I had the Georgia collards, and the what are those other collards called? Had those whatever the other collards are called. I had three different varieties of collards, and they were ready. They were ready for me to pick. They were ready to go. And my plan was to go ahead and take them and right before we left, dig them up, pot them up, and then just take them directly to the land so that we could keep them going. But with the situation that we had, um, it was too much, and we had nowhere to put them anyway. We had chickens for Pete's sake that we were having to take care of, and it was homeless. So, um, uh, there was another one. There was another one that I saw. Give me a minute. Yeah, peppers. I have to have peppers. I actually went and bought a couple of pepper plants. Um, the number one pepper that I have to have is bell peppers. I love bell peppers of all colors. I need them in my life. I will eat them raw. I actually grew purple bell peppers for the first time last year, I believe it was. Yeah, 2021. I grew purple bell peppers for the first time, and they are absolutely delicious. Just eating them raw. And then for the people who like, for the people who like ranch, you know, mix you up a little ranch dressing and dip the bell pepper in. Oh yeah. I love me some bell peppers, and the purple ones right now are like my favorite. They're my favorite. So I'll definitely be growing those again, but I had those from seed, and I'll try to start some. I'll try to start some before this month is out and see what I get. So I love jalapeno peppers also, and I like to grow those, and I keep them, I pickle them. Um, Artichokes is my sweet potatoes. Don't like it. Okay. Okay. Root veggies. Yes, yes, yes. Any type of root veggies. And so let's talk a minute about the elephant ear. Like, a lot of people don't even know that if, let me say this before I say this. If you cook the elephant ear plant, okay, you cook it, all right? Don't go out there trying to eat this stuff raw, you know, like you've been eating it all your life. Cook it, cook it. Find the taro, Taro. Find that one. Um, the colocasia. Find that and cook it. Make sure you cook it. Because some people be out there like, Gigi told me to I can go eat that elephant ear in my backyard. I ain't told you jack. What I'm saying is that there are people, lots of people around the world who survive off of the taro. Okay, they survive off of it. Yes, yes, they are edible. The leaves, the root, everything, everything. Did you just planted some purple bell pepper seeds that you sent me? Woo! Yay! Let's do it, Tasha. Let's do it. I'm behind you, girl. I gotta go ahead and catch up with getting my purple bell peppers. Um, do you have any paprika? Do I have paprika? I don't know. I want to say I do on that homesteader. I want to say I do, but I don't know for certain. I don't know for certain. I'll have to look through my stuff, but yeah, I may have some. I don't know. Oh, this is so good. The naked gardeners. The naked gardeners. Thank you. Hostas are a great perennial that's used as an ornamental plant and are edible. Did y'all know that? So when you take hostas, when your hostas first start to shoot up out of the ground, like he said, they're a perennial. When they first start to shoot up out of the ground and they're still really tightly coiled, cut them off and you can eat them. Yes, hostas are edible. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know a lot of things. Hi, Pursuing Righteousness. How are you? Um, See, this is why I love talking to y'all about this. Perennial berries. Hello, the Weekend Garden Show. How are you? Dandelion root. Yes, yes. We use dandelion, the whole plant. We use the whole plant of the dandelion. I actually have a friend who um, forages for their food, and they know about all the Florida edibles, mushrooms, all of that type of stuff. And she forages, literally, she teaches people how to forage in the state of Florida. And so, yes, you can eat. They take the dandelion blooms and they batter them and they fry them up. I've never had them before, but I've seen her do a video on them frying up the dandelions, and they eat them. They eat the blooms like that. And not to mention, the tinctures that we make. You can make excellent tinctures with your dandelion as well. And that's something that you can find right there in your own yard. Um, let's see. I didn't call out what you said. Say it again. Um, yeah, different colors of peppers are nice. They are very, very nice, and they, like, the different peppers to me give you different flavors. Another thing that I love about the bell peppers. Hi, David Corey with Crowd. How are you? Another thing I love about the bell peppers is that when I dehydrate the bell peppers, they are so sweet. When, like, literally, I would dehydrate them. Back in 2020, I was dehydrating a lot of stuff. um, and so I dehydrated those bell peppers. That was my first time in 2020. And they were so nice and sweet. So super nice and sweet. Um, yes, yeah, Tasha, they are edible. So y'all share the video out so that people will get this information. Like, y'all are really on it today. Really on it. Yes, pea sprouts. So let me just talk about. I see a lot of people saying things about the sprouts right now. So uh, you can sprout just about anything. You just have to know, like, the right way to kind of sprout things. And so typically, it's kind of the same way. You're gonna rinse them out, you're gonna let them soak, rinse off the little funk or whatever, and then, like, sit them in a closed jar and let them sprout. If you take it a little bit further, then you're talking about microgreens. Now, the sprouts, they're gonna sprout within, a couple of days up to a week. And then once you go to the microgreen level, that means that they can take anywhere from a week to 3 weeks. The microgreens that I have had, some of them took up to 21 days, and then there were others who were just like, um, 3 days, and you could clip them off and eat them. Yeah, a little of the funk. Like, everything has a scent, right? Growing with Hudson. So, not to say that all of them are going to be funky. It's just that certain things have a scent to it. And when you try it, then try different things, and then you'll see, like, the different scents that they may have on them when they are soaking. Okay. And then you'll pour that water off, you'll rinse, and then you'll close up the container. All right. Hi, Planted Garden TV. How are you? James Franklin said something that I needed to say something about. Where is it? Um, I saw dandelion root. Saw that. Huh, I'm sorry, James. I don't see it anymore. Oh, if you heard the term microgreen, it sprouts many kinds of veggies. This can be a good way to survive. Absolutely. And a lot of that stuff, when you talk about, like, getting the type of nutrition, people on the roof, we need you to hit the like button. Girl, Hudson, you a mess. So when you have, uh, she done totally threw me off with that. Totally threw me off with that. But anyway, so has anybody tried quinoa before? Um, to me, like, I don't know about to a lot of people, but to me, quinoa is, hey Nikki, everyday life of an OCD chick. How you doing? So the quinoa to me is like, kind of, I used to use it as a rice substitute. Hey, CC's retreat. Um, I used to use it at, you like it? Okay. Is that Sade? I think, I'm sorry if I messed up your name. So I used to use it as like a rice substitute, right? And so To me, I like it. I like it a lot. Um, but I found myself over the years not buying it as much. I think when I started to be like, okay, I'm not gonna be taking in all of those carbohydrates, kind of watching the carbohydrate thing, I stopped kind of buying them. But that is definitely something that can be a great survival food, and it can be sprouted as well. Another thing was black sunflower seeds, and I have not tried the black sunflower seeds yet. Jenna versus Jenna, not a fan of it. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Um, but these are some things, that could, like, somebody in your family could like it. Like, there's a lot of things that Eco Neighbor doesn't like, and then, me and little Gigi will love it. So we just try to kind of cover everybody, get a variety of things. And then also, I think as I gotten older, there are some things that, I don't like that I used to like, and vice versa. So I am at the point now where I'm gonna try a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And the black sunflower seed is one of the next things that I want to try. And I want to try it as sprouts, and then see if I can also get it to progress a little bit further and try it as microgreens. I'm sure it probably tastes pretty much the same. And but the point being with these sprouts is that you want to you want to eat fast. You want to eat something in a couple of days versus a couple of weeks. Then sprouts is a good way to do it. This is why also I love to have mason jars around, because like I like to do kind of everything with mason jars. I drink out of them. I store stuff in them. Like I germinate seeds in them. I do all types of stuff with that. So naturally next it was just like sprouts. You know, let's do some sprout. Let's do some sprouts. And being that we also have chickens. Ugh, look at Megan Gardner. Went exactly where I was going. Uh, we are growing black sunflower seeds to give to our chickens. So I actually am trying. I should have brought the bag in with me because I totally forgot the name of it, but I'm sprouting them in a big container for our chickens as well, so that we can substitute their feed, and give them some good natural stuff. So that was a really, really good point, Naked Gardeners. Hi, Audrey Willis. How are you? Got the deets to mason jars. Yeah, they're just awesome. Mason jars really are. They're just really awesome. Tracy Jones, if you don't like the black sunflower seeds, your chickens will. All right, see, nothing goes to waste. Nothing goes to waste around here. We're gonna make it do what it do. Hi, GG25. How are you? Good to see you. Um, let's see. What else did we see? Um, so things like yams, like the Islanders love them. There was something else. My gosh. Oh, somebody said cabbage. So cabbage is one of those things that I definitely agree that the cabbage, you can grow that cabbage, get some big, humongous plants. One of the gentlemen, he is in his 70s, maybe 80s, that I would get information from, and I have watched him grow basically since I was a child, and learning some things from him, what he would do. He's a friend's father, and he's still growing to this day. But watching him and getting just little tidbits from him about growing through the years, he will grow a cabbage that like you could sit on the hood of your car. And one of the things that he loves to grow in is the triple 10 with, well, fertilizer is the triple 10. That's one of the things that he grows in. And I was like, how in the world do those cabbages get that big? And he just like, look, I use the same thing all of these years. Like, I don't know about all that fancy stuff and this and that. All I know is that you get your soil, you get your soil acclimated, and you make sure that you rotate your crops. When you're rotating those crops, because he grows in the ground, he always have grown in the ground, never seen anything else. But he feeds people. He is able to feed so many people off of the things that he grows. So if he gives you like one cabbage plant, you know how they'll take the cabbages and they will like pull off all of the leaves? It would just like pull the leaves off, pulling off leaves off of the plants, off of the cabbage plants. I don't know why the stores do that. Maybe because of the weight that they're selling them at. It has something to do with money. Let's just put it like that, right? And so as those people are pulling off all of these wonderful, dark, leafy, nutritional leaves, we're looking like we can be eating that. Like that can be really beneficial. So, um, cabbages, we will take cabbages, and I have never fermented them before, but we'll eat cabbages raw. Like shave them up and make coleslaw. And my family loves coleslaw. So take them and eat them raw. And of course, you can cook them. Of course, you can blanch and freeze them. Like you can do a variety of things with them. And so, anybody else got any ideas on how you can, deal with or store your cabbages? Then feel free to share that as well. One of the other things that I actually like a lot is lentils. And I've never grown the lentils before, but I am I am going to definitely germinate. Hi, Brian. Hello. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Um, Definitely the lentils. I want to try the lentils because I love them as beans a lot. Fermenting cabbage is so good. If you like spicy food, um, make pickles to eat with fish, etc. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I love spicy food. Yeah, I love lentil soup too. One of my friends would make a really, really great lentil soup, and we'll get up to $80. They say wheat will get up to $80. You know, it's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. But did y'all see that list that's floating around talking about all of the buildings, like Azure Standard? There's a whole list of them that have either burned down or had some sort of fire issue recently. Recently, uh, they pull the leaves off of the cabbages in the store to make it look like it's fresh. I mean, they just do all types of stuff. They do all types of stuff. And yes, the chickens do love cabbages. I wish I had brought my eggs over here to show you guys my eggs that I got from Black Haven this past weekend. Delicious, delicious, fresh farm, fresh eggs. She is doing really, really well with her chickens. And yes, they do love cabbage. Seeing them eat the extra cabbage leaves that she had taken off of the plants was really nice. It was really nice to see them that they love that. So I'll definitely be growing some cabbage for them as well as for the family. Um, I don't know who made the list. That's why I just said, did y'all see it? It's just been floating around, and a couple of the companies that I saw, they really did burn down. They really did burn down, and we all know that there's something behind it. But anyway, chickens love eating no matter what it is. Let me tell you about my little bougie chickens. So I don't know how wrong or right it was, but I took some bread out to them. Like, you know, the bread was just gonna go bad, right? Yeah, the food processing centers, they're just burning down. So I took some bread out to them, and some of the chickens were just like going for it. They were eating the bread, they were enjoying life. And then about three or four of them was looking at the bread like, what is this? Like they didn't know what the bread was. They didn't want to even try the bread. They had never had it before. But they didn't even want to try the bread. So they act funny. They really act funny sometimes. And so, um, I'm trying to give them a variety of other things so that they won't just be stuck on just eating the chicken feed. But I'm definitely going to, before I even get a,
How
hey,
you gonna do thing?
hello, the neighbor.
Anyway.
Say hi to the family.
What's up, fam? What's going on?
So, want to definitely buy a cabbage and just kind of feed it to them. Just feed it to them and just see how they like it since they try to act so funny. Okay. So, oh yeah, he just getting in. Just getting in. They should burn down. They're selling food that make us sick. David Corey. Y'all know David Corey is gonna tell it. You know he's gonna tell it. Hey Veggie Farm, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh man. So, um, but yeah, in a survival situation, I'll say this. In a survival situation, I probably wouldn't care a lot about, all of that. But at the same time, my family have had discussions about, you know, eating totally plant-based, not plant-based from what we can get from somewhere else, but from what we can grow. And so that's why I wanted you all, J3GS Farm. Hello, how you doing? No, David, you don't have to be quiet. You don't have to be quiet. Everybody has a voice, okay? And you speak your truth for what it is. So we want to definitely, that's why I wanted to talk to you guys and give you guys an opportunity to share with some of the other people in the tribe so that we'll know like a variety of things that we can grow. One of the things that I have been going back to is like forgetting about like all of the fancy stuff. I'm just kind of going back to the basics, right? Going back to growing some of those things that you know how to grow. Oh, I was talking about the gentleman who has been growing all these years. He was talking about make sure that particularly if you're growing something that is like cabbage, right? Cabbage is greedy. It's greedy and it's going to suck up so many nutrients from your soil. You got to make sure that you are thoroughly replenishing your soil. And so he'll grow a different type of thing, something that's not going to be so harsh on taking nutrients from your soil. Um, After he'll plant something like cabbages. So huge cabbage. Hey Auntia, how are you doing? Huge cabbages, huge collards, just and they're beautiful. Like they're just beautiful. And he grows enough so that if stuff start to eat or whatever, and he probably, he's old school, so he probably throws some seven dust on there or something, which I choose not to use. I don't want to use that. Um, However, plant enough so that if the worms do start to eat, um, then you'll have enough. You'll make sure that you have enough that you can still eat something. And guess what, guys? Just because a hole is in your collards, a hole is in your cabbage, does not mean you can't eat it. Okay. Still go ahead. Like, don't throw your food away. You know, if there's something, if it's a little imperfect, just cut that off. Feed it to your chickens. If you got chickens or whatever, feed it to your livestock. Like, they will really appreciate it. But we have to start acting like we appreciate it too, and don't just throw stuff away just because it's not grocery store perfect. The things that are grocery store perfect, that's just not the reality of the way things grow, right? Things just don't grow if it does not have in some sort of something trying to eat it, then you probably don't want to eat it as well. I remember one time we were crabbing with our children, and we were throwing like uh what were they, fries from the Archie's place, right? We were throwing out the fries, trying to lure the crabs out of the water. And so we had chicken on a string, and we also had like the fries, and we were throwing the fries. And they did not even want to eat the fries. One of the crabs picked up the fry and almost like it was gonna try to eat it, and then they threw it out, threw it away. Like they threw it down because it's just not real. It's just not real. My dad used to use 10 10 10, good stuff, but I have changes and see no need for it. I got you. I got you. So, you can kind of use whatever you choose. Personally, I like to feed my garden back to itself. I like to feed my yards back to itself. I mean my grass to my plants. So we kind of do it like that. We just kind of cover up. We cover up our food scraps that we eat. Bug out Brad. Hey, my friend. How are you doing? Good to see you in the chat. So, we are, we love to do it that way. We like to, use eggshells, and it's been a while since I've been to, what do you call it? The Bucks place, the coffee place. It's been a while since I've been to Starbucks to get some coffee grounds because they gave me like two big bags the last time, and like I didn't need any for a while. But I really, hey, Farm Steak 21, hello, how are you doing? I really like that a lot. I really love the fact that they will. I know in some cities, they may act a little funny, but they literally had labels and bags for gardeners, and they will give them to you in a lot of cities. Okay. Comfrey is like top dog. It's top dog for me. If you have comfrey plants, put the leaves under other trees and it will make them much healthier, and does. And I also have to grow some for my chicks, of course. Got to give my chickens some comfrey. I feed weeds and grass clippings to my pigs. Also feed grass clippings to my horses and my ducks and chickens, says Brian's Lowe's Hill Homestead. Yeah, exactly. Do compost in any way you can and use them alfalfa. Yes, the alfalfa is wonderful. It it was for me making. Did y'all see my oof, that Funko-Matic video I did? Oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was so bad. But I did like using the alfalfa. Um, One thing that I learned about the alfalfa is that you can let it sit for too long, and it's going to get so strong that if you use it on things like your leafy green vegetables, it's going to burn your plants. But it's really good. I just don't like to let it sit more than like 3 days. I had let mine sit for, I think, at least a week, and it was so bad, and it was way too strong for my leafy greens, and it was burning them, and you can see it around the edges of the plant. So um, it is Otherwise, it's not very, very strong. But when you make it into a tea, then that's when you run into the issue of it being way too strong for your leafy greens in particular. Uh, yes, coffee grounds and eggshells, they are incredible. And like these ones I have over here, my from my sister's farm, they're gonna go right into my garden. Um, I'm gonna chop them up. I typically don't do all the extra. I don't dehydrate them. I don't do any of that. I boil them and I take the water. I pour it around my plants and around my trees. And I did that last year. I was having a real issue with the tomatoes, and the tomatoes were having blossom end rot. So I took that water from boiling eggs. I poured it around those tomatoes. And when the next tomatoes started to pop out, no more blossom end rot for the rest of the growing that I did with the tomatoes. And the same with the peppers. You can put it around your peppers as well. So grind eggshells in a blender to make them like a fine powder. I don't even do that. I just don't. I'm just saying, y'all can. You can do that. I just don't. I just chop them up really good, like with a shovel or whatever, and then I let them break down because I'm using the water from the eggs anyway. So for me, I don't know. My time is just, I just don't choose to do it. I'll put it like that. Yeah, looking for alfalfa pellets. Go to Tractor Supply. You can get a big bag of them from Tractor Supply. The first box that I bought of the alfalfa meal, I think I paid like $20 on Amazon. I paid $20. Yes, the aspirin does that and the Tums as well. The Tums as well. Yeah, they will deal with that blossom end rot issue. So yeah, it's so there are just so many things that you can do that are just really, really simple, but they can be a real, like, such a huge benefit to your garden. I'm gonna do that this season. I love how we can use the egg water as well. Yeah, 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 yep, yep. You can use that egg water. I love using the egg water. Um, but yeah, I definitely have to get some comfrey planted this week. I'm glad you said that. I ended up leaving my comfrey plant in the ground. Like when I tell y'all, it was hectic. It was hectic trying to pack up that big of a house. It was super hectic. So we ended up leaving several things out in the yard that I just wanted. I wanted them. I wanted them so bad because I would do my excuse me, I do my chop and drops around. Girl, I'm not going back in those people yard. Our business is done. It's over. That's their house now. That's no, 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 no. Y'all such a bad influence. Y'all are horrible influence. Horrible influence. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. When I was gone, I was gone, moved on, and I really don't want to go back there. So I don't want to go back there. So just moving on in life, you know what I mean? So hey Tina, how are you doing? um so I saw Indiana Backyard Gardener. That's right. We ain't going backwards. We ain't going backwards, bug out Brad. I saw her talking about onions and garlic. Now, here's the thing. To me, onions and garlic, they are a necessity to me because when it's like you can have all of this food, right? Um, the comfrey at Black Haven is probably dead. it's probably dead on that homesteader, but I'm gonna grow her some more. I'm gonna grow her some more. I'm pretty sure that it didn't make it though, but I'll put her some more out there anyway. And so the onions and garlic, even though it takes a while, to get some results, right? I have to have them dry them, put them in the freezer. Now that I'm in this 10 square feet of space in this RV, it's definitely going to be a whole lot of dehydrating going on so that I can have a lot of my stuff in just small packages instead of, because our space is limited, obviously, in here. So um, I'm not able to have as much of the canned foods and things like that. I have some of it here. We have stuff in several locations. So um, definitely want to do that. Another thing, beets. So there are these certain beets that my mom just absolutely loves. So beets, and they can grow in the cold for the people who are living in the colder climates. The beets can grow in the cold. And the same for the onions and garlic. They can grow in the cold weather, and garlic actually loves cold and does very, very well growing in it. It takes about, I think I pulled mine at about maybe 6 or 7 months. I was impatient again. I shouldn't have done that. I should have let them stay there. But I went ahead and pulled my onions and my garlic, and the bulbs didn't get nice and big like I wanted them to. And so the beets, they can grow in those cold environments. And there's certain brand that my mom just absolutely loves, and they're pickled. So that's something that you can also do. They can also be dehydrated. Um, Eco Neighbor loves beets in his smoothies, so and juicing them as well. So they're very, very, very good for you. Um, but at some point you get kind of bored with food. I don't care how much food you got. You're gonna want something to season that food to make it taste like something good. And for that reason, I also one of the things that I see as survival food is herbs. So making sure that you have different herbs. I saw somebody saying lavender earlier, um, but we even tried the not the comfrey, the I'm gonna think of it, but the burdock. We even tried the burdock on the grill because we saw Ethion's family garden wrapping their fish and grilling their fish in the burdock leaves. So we tried it as well, and it actually was delicious. It was not as bitter once it was cooked, but it's also a blood cleanser. Okay, it's also a blood cleanser, allegedly a blood cleanser, and so it's super good for you. So if you're having any type of health issue, hey Edward Smart, how are you doing? Yes, the burdock root and the leaves. I'm actually growing Japanese burdock right now. I'm trying to get it to germinate, but you can use that entire plant. You can use that plant, to eat. You can use that plant also for medicine. So that is absolutely necessary. um, your rosemary to flavor things, basil, um, different types of things that you can make teas with, and you can kind of make teas with pretty much the majority of them. So think about those types of things for your survival needs as well. I had a family member just recently. I don't know. I don't think I told you guys, but had a family member that got bit by a poisonous spider. Yes, moringa. I had to leave my moringa tree because it was huge. So I couldn't take that moringa tree. I'm gonna have to restart some. Had a family member that got bit by a poisonous spider and they were sick. Mad Acre Farms, hello, how are you doing? They were sick after being bit by this poisonous spider. Um, you know, going back and forth to the doctor, to the hospital, trying to get treatment, got put on antibiotics, and it's almost like as long as they were taking the antibiotics, they were kind of sort of okay. But then as soon as the antibiotics ran out, back very sick again, right? Um, and so, of course, because I'm me and I'm going to tell everybody about herbs and herbal treatments and all of this type of stuff, they went and got black seed oil, um, olive leaf, and also, what was the last thing? Oregano oil. Dropping those things in their water, and literally, within 3 days, the scar was healing over. It had stopped oozing, it had stopped spreading, the whole 9 yards. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that there. We have to have herbs in our survival list because when they can't help you, when you keep going back and they can't even help you, and their stuff is supposed to be, quote, stronger, right? But it's still not helping you, it's still not healing anything, then what do? You got to go back to the creator. You have to. Uh, yes, yes, oregano. And oregano is one of those really easy things to grow. When you grow one oregano plant, if you can get that oregano plant to survive for a couple of months, you're gonna have it. You're gonna have it forever. It's going like mine is just taking over the pot. It's just taking over the pot. Hey, Grace Ortiz, how you doing? Um, Apple cider vinegar is a natural anti. Yeah, yeah. And there are some things that you have to bring out the big guns for. Black seed oil, that's the big guns. Bring it out. Oregano oil, those are the big guns. Bring those things out. And olive leaf, that was their first time using olive leaf, but it turned out that those three things together literally did the job. No more sickness, and the wound actually healed because of that combination of things. Literally just taking drops in water. Okay, so yeah, yeah, black seed and oregano. They are incredible. They are incredible and they are very, very powerful. Y'all know they're probably gonna get me for this video, right? But that's okay. That's all right. Um, now you know. Now you know. Now you know. All right. What else, guys? What else? Let's see. We talked about the potatoes, talked about, all the root vegetables. Um, we talked about the black sunflower seeds. Um, of course, corn, right? Corn. I think that's almost like a given because you can save the corn and you can also feed your animals with it who will continue to feed you. Chickens, okay? They'll continue to feed you. So that is something that you definitely want to make sure that your animals, your chickens are healthy. I'm gonna get some more chickens just as soon as we have a a solid environment. Um, hey Susie, how are you? I now have three and a possible fourth rooster, y'all. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. So we're gonna have to try. I definitely got to get some corn started as well. So by the time it's ready, then the chicks will be eating some corn. I'm trying multicolored corn for the first time. Yeah, Tina Fitz. Oats and wheat. Yes, yes. I that's some sort of wheat that I'm growing out there for the chickens. Cannot think of the name of the one that I'm growing. I should have brought the bag. Oregano in my lawn is overtaking the weeds. Yeah, yeah, that oregano, it'll do it for you. Like if you want something to spread and you just want it to go for it, it will do it for you. Wild strawberries, mock strawberries, blackberries. This area we have a lot of blackberries, and I promise you, they will get like they'll get real crazy on you if you put them in an area near a fence or anything like that. They will keep it on for you. Halal family said when I was having really bad gut issues, I took black seed oil. It helped so much. Nice, nice. It's like it's for everything. It's for everything. It really is. And so let's see. I grew glass gem last season. Um, I don't. Hello, family, because I ordered them unsexed, right? I wanted them. I just wanted to like experience it, and like for me, it took the fun out of seeing what they developed into. If I were to know that I was getting, eight females and one male, it just took the fun out of it for me. So now, yeah, here we are, stuck with multiple multiple roosters. I had bunnies. I haven't seen my rabbit. She was nesting. Uh-oh. I hope you find her. I hope you find her. Let's see. Yeah, from two and a possible. Now we are at three and a possible fourth. Ugh. I did not expect that at all. Expect that at all. But all that means is, by the time we find some land or something, that just means that I'm just gonna have to get more chickens, right? I mean, what else am I supposed to do with having like, you know, we have nine total, and then if four of them, yeah, it's just not gonna be a bad thing. This is not gonna be a good situation, rather. Wouldn't be a good situation. So we need to when we find some land, I'm definitely getting more chickens because I really didn't want to eat the rooster. I didn't want to eat it. I didn't want to eat it. So we were rooster heavy, so we had to get rid of a few, but we are at three, but separate flocks. So it's working out. And that's exactly what I think that we'll be able to do if we can find some land, like really soon, then we can definitely do that. We can definitely just go ahead and get a bunch more if I can find some more. If I can find some more. Hi, gardening and holistic fun. How are you? Good to see you. All that means is you're going to have a bad, bad leeway brow too. Yes, yes, yes. And something was going on, like somebody was fighting today out there. I went out, it seems like every other day that we go out, one of them has escaped. And I'm just like, so I went out today right before the storm happened because, when it just started to blow in pretty fast, I was like, okay, let me go check on them and make sure they're good. And, you know, they'll go up into the little house when the bad storms come through. And so I went out and I was like, what are you doing out? But this is the good thing about them is that they will not. Hey, K Will, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, friend. Um, when they escape, they won't go far because they want to be together. So they won't go far away. They'll just kind of stay right in that general area, right around, um, the wire, right around the chicken wire. And so when I walked over there, She didn't run or anything. She didn't try to escape. She was just waiting on me to let her back in. So that's what I did. I went ahead and just let her back in. Hey, the Hoodstead, how are you doing? I went ahead and let her back in, and then they kind of went up in the house because the storm was coming through. But um, I'm I'm excited to get some more chickens. I'm excited to get some more. And let me tell y'all too. Y'all were telling me the last time about some things that I could do for the chickens for the smell. And I went and got some lime. I think I got the wrong one, but let me tell you, honey, it took away all the smell. All the smell. It took it away. And I was just out there just like spreading it out. I think I got the pellets, but I should have gotten the powder. I didn't know no better. But it worked. It worked. My roommate has all black chickens. Yeah, I am trying to just stick with this one breed of chicken for probably the first couple of years. Um, let's see. I saw a question. Can you hatch some eggs with all them roosters? Can you hatch some eggs? Um, yeah, yeah. But right now, they're not at the point where they're doing anything, if you get my drift. They still a little bit young, so they're only 10 weeks now. So they're not doing anything yet, but that's what I wanted to do. I definitely wanted to have more, um, have them have babies. And this particular breed goes broody pretty easily, from what I understand. So I think we'll be able to have some good babies. Hey, Uncle G, Audacity Donnie, how you doing? So I'm looking forward to that, to having little chicks running around. um, no, this area, Lavender for Look, this area does have a lot of overhead predators, and I actually saw a raccoon out here during the day, like just doing its thing. And so we try to, as much as possible, have like big blocks and bricks around, so that they can't really go through digging and all of that stuff. The chickens dig enough as it is, and so we have our stuff around to try to help protect them. You know, we also have bears in this area. Not to say that they're going to want the chickens, but we have bears in this area as well. Um, and so, it could get a little interesting, but we do have a lot of hawks and things in this area. And we have tons of bugs. Ugh, so many spiders. Like just being here under these huge oak trees, there are so many spiders. There are grasshoppers. There's just a lot of stuff that we didn't have to deal with over there at the last property. We didn't have to deal with all of that stuff, but there are just more spiders than there's so many spiders. Y'all tell me, am I still there? My daughter was just trying to FaceTime me. Lil Gigi, could you FaceTime Big Sister and tell her I'm on live right now? But um, I mean, yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. Okay, I'm back. All right, great, 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 great. Okay, great. That's great. So we are we are definitely waiting. Well, we're definitely looking forward to not having. Well, we're gonna have stuff everywhere we go, because we don't use all of that, all of those pesticides and all that stuff. We don't use all of that. We don't use all of that. We just work with what we have from nature. Um, I don't ever mind like bringing in beneficial insects, and I know spiders like they're beneficial for the garden, but there's just so many, and they're not like taking away any of the other stuff that I need them to take away. So I'm like, do something other than just terrify me. I'm not so afraid of them anymore like I used to be, but still, it is it's a lot, when everywhere you look, it's like there are spiders everywhere, and they're the green ones. So I need to like look them up one day and see if they're like poisonous to us or whatever. But I will throw some diatomaceous earth around, and I know that it'll dry out some things, but I'll throw that around in a heartbeat at this point. Um, so we talked about the root crops, we talked about sprouts. Amaranth. Did you know that some of the amaranth you can take and you can dry it and make flour with it? I didn't know that until, maybe 6 or 7 months ago, that you can actually take the amaranth and you can make flour with it. And I actually grew amaranth last year to make it so bad. I grew the amaranth. And so I'm definitely going to do that again. I'm going to grow some more of that. And I kind of sort of was growing it as an experiment, and I didn't really even harvest it. Like, it was just pretty. It had some pretty leaves, and then it started to sprout these little things, and I just let it do what it did and didn't really pay. Hey, Love Notes, how are you doing? I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to it, other than just I was looking at it and I thought it was beautiful. That's it. And could have been taking that and harvesting it and making flour and all of that type of stuff. So those are the type of things that we need to consider when we're talking about making sure that we have things for survival. We can do a lot of canned things and all of that, but once that stuff runs out, then what? Then what? Once it runs out, yeah, all of these wild berries, make sure that you are properly identifying things. But yeah, wild berries. This is our first time raising chickens. I just learned about poopy butt. That being said, what do you do when all of it won't come off? So I'm not telling you to do this, I'm just going to tell you what I did. So um I had one of them had it really bad. Well, it wasn't like their vent wasn't completely covered. It was just, it was more than everybody else had. And so I just took them, and I held them over the sink, and I just kind of got those really good paper towels, like those the Viva paper towels. They're so good. Like, you can keep wetting them and then just rub, just rub it a little bit. And then when it would not come off, because it was like I felt like I was standing there forever trying to get that off. Um, I took some Vaseline, hmm took some Vaseline and did it just like a baby. Put the baby butt with some Vaseline on it. That's what I did. That's what I did. Gigi Naturals, is it okay to post the forage book? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Let's share resources to things. Yeah. If people can go and find a book, because I like to share books as well. So if people can go and find a book that is going to help them with learning how to forage, learning how to recognize mushrooms, learn how to grow mushrooms, that type of thing. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Vaseline works for everything. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And so, their little bottoms were white at the time. And so, it made it not look as white, and they weren't as fluffy buddy, but it worked. It and they will actually pick at it trying to pull it off. So using the Vaseline to just soften it for them, they actually just were able to pull it off once it was soft enough, because they were pulling out, little feathers and all of that type of stuff. Mad Acre Farms. I saw something you said. Let me try to find it. Um, Eric Muhammad, thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. I know. And that's why Eric Muhammad said, you're doing a wonderful job. Remember, spiders eat the nuisance and destructive insects. Yes, and that's why I don't like to kill the spiders. I just don't want, some of those ones that are gonna like land me in the hospital. So there's so many around here. There's so many around here. Let's see. I don't blame you with those bugs. I would take a leaf blower and a pallet full of DE and do what I gotta do. Yeah, I mean there are just a lot of them. There are so many of them. Um, I gotta dig out my original gardening book. I got this gardening book that is like it's a beast. It's a beast. So spiders are okay as long as they're not in my workspace. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. So I just I don't know. I love growing, and I am working to try to help as many people get growing as possible, because when all of that stored food runs out, you gotta think about what you're going to do. That's one of the reasons that I had to definitely have chickens, because as long as you're taking care of your chickens, they are going to feed you. They are going to continuously feed you. And that's one reason that I also wanted at least one rooster. Hi, Lakita. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're getting something from this. Um, so take care of them, and they're going to continuously give you food. So and that's what this thing is all about. That's what survival is all about. um they're trying to feed you cockroach milk, saying that cockroach milk is much more nutritional than cow's milk, which I don't like that either, because I ain't no cow, and I ain't an almond neither, but I guess I take that. But do what you want to do. I'm just saying, for me, for me. And they do so much stuff. They do so much just devious and underhanded stuff. But yes, they are trying to convince you that cockroach milk is the better alternative for you. Yes, they are. Just like they're going to also try to convince you. Did y'all see the thing about the celebrity meat? You can choose your celebrity. I'd be like, look, give me $5 of Beyonce. Give me $5. But this is what they want to do. They want to take, okay, yeah, I'm serious. I'm so serious. I'm so serious, y'all. I'm so serious. Just do a little research. Do a little research. Yeah, it can't handle it because you ain't no cow. Hello, family. That's why your stomach can't handle that cow's milk. You ain't no cow. Yeah. We have all had cockroach milk. Listen, I better not ever know it, David. I better not ever know it. Yep. So they're going to, and people always say, who is they? The elites, the ones who control you, them people. They're going to try to convince you that you need so much stuff, that you need everything except, you see they messing with the meat supply right now, right? You see they messing with it real, real hard, right? They don't want us growing anything. They don't want us with animals. They don't want us with farms. They want to have ultimate control over us. And this is what they're doing. Yeah. Who know? Who knew? I see yourself struggling over here. Who knew cockroaches even have boobs? Tia, listen. There's so much evil going on right now, y'all. We just really have to. The simpler thing is to just go ahead and grow your own stuff while you have the opportunity. Make sure that you're getting your heirloom seed so that if you don't have a whole big stockpile of seeds, that you're able to allow your plant to go to seed and give you more seed to continue producing. We can store up a lot of stuff, but if you can't continue to grow, you're just going to be in trouble. Your family is just going to be in trouble. So it's not about fear, it's about preparation. How long does the seed last until they have to be planted? If you put those seeds in the freezer, them seeds are gonna last indefinitely. I'm gonna tell you just from my experience. Them seeds are going to last for a long time if you are storing those seeds properly. And I haven't done this yet, but one of the other things that I wanted to do is to take the seeds and put them in a mason jar and like suck all of the air out of it and then see how long they last. Um, is cockroach milk a real product? Or are you just saying no? I'm telling you that these people who love you and care about you and want to protect you, and they want to protect your food supply, and they want to protect your water supply, um, they're trying to convince you that cockroach milk is a better alternative for you than cow's milk. Just a dark, cool space. Yeah, I just put mine in the freezer and never steered me wrong. And so I put them in the freezer. Yeah. So David says you don't have to put them in the freezer, just a dark, cool space. Put them in a dark, cool space. Do it. Do it. Just some type of way. Make sure that you're harvesting from your heirloom crops. Okay, get you some heirloom seeds. We get all the $1.25 tree seeds and all of this stuff, and that's fine. But find heirloom seeds. Get the things that you can plant from year to year. If you're a beginner gardener, when you're talking about the heirloom seeds, you're better when you let your plant go to seed and produce flower and produce seed for you, and you collect those seeds and store those seeds. When you go back that next year to grow seed, you're more likely to get the same thing that you got the year prior. If you're trying to regrow the GMO seeds, then there's a possibility, number one, that it won't produce at all because they're sterilizing a lot of them. And number two, that you likely won't get the same thing if you're growing from those GMO seeds. So I'm not catching it in the head growing with Hudson. Halal family says she ain't catching it. Hudson just said she saw it on the news. She saw the cockroach milk on the news. So, it kind of it is what it is. Nobody's hiding anything from us. It's up to us to get off of our can, use his fingers, and do some research. Use some research to find out what is happening in this world. Okay? um, they're starting to tell you different things that they're doing as well. Okay, they're starting to tell you different things that they are doing for your benefit, to help you, you know. Eating all this animal products, like it's just not good for you guys. It's not good for you. So we're going to give you something better. We're going to give you another alternative. We're going to give you something better that will be healthier for you, that you'll be able to easily digest, and we'll make it from the DNA of celebrities. And guess what? You could probably be as great as that celebrity one day. You would be amazed at who's going along with it. All of that, you can't quite put your finger on it, meat. That's what they want to make the norm, you know? That's what they want to make the norm. Oh, let's see. Just read an article about it. I can safely say that this is one superfood I will not be using ever, ever, ever. I just want Baker Creek a little more seeds in the packet. Okay, so let me say this, growing with Hudson. There are, I paid like almost $8 for a few seeds of some peppers. When I say a few seeds, I mean a few seeds. Okay. I paid almost $8. I think it was like $7.95 for this particular pepper. It was a sweet pepper. I'm growing mostly sweet peppers this year because I want to try to store them. I want to save them, and you know, hopefully won't have any cross pollination issues. I have plenty of hot peppers. I have enough cayenne peppers to last me for years. So, and that was just from my last year harvest. I have enough to last me for years. So now I need a bunch of sweet peppers. And this was one pepper that I had seen a lot about, the fushimi pepper, had seen a lot about it. And I wanted to plant, you know, the fushimi peppers. And that was one of the cheapest places, right? That was one of the cheapest places, was the Etsy store that I got them from. And I don't even remember the lady's name of the Etsy store, but that was one of the cheapest places that I got it, that I could find it. And so I went to um, germinate these seeds just recently. And so I'm waiting on them. I have them under the little $1.25 tree domes that I bought. Um, and I'm just waiting to germinate these seeds. So my point, growing with Hudson, was when I get one harvest, I never have to buy another seed from her again. So depending on what it is that you're buying, and yes, that's a lot of money to pay, for some seed. But if you can get your heirloom seed, I ain't saying that they're the only place, because they're not the only place that sells heirloom seeds. So go wherever it works best for you to buy your seeds, to buy your heirloom seeds, and just look at making sure that when you harvest, you're going to leave a plant to go to seed so that you can collect your own seed. That's I look at it like this is an investment. And so there are certain things that I watch really, really closely, and I make sure that I never have to buy again. You know, I take them, I put them in their brown paper bag, I let them dry out completely. And there are some things that I just don't ever have to buy again because I made that initial investment. So just look at it like that, you know even if they gave you 10 seeds off of something, make sure that you're doing the best germination processes that you can do. I love the bag method still. I love the mason jar method. Um, so make sure you're germinating as many as you can, and make sure you're watching that plant. Designate one that can go to seed when it starts When one of them starts looking like it's going to seed, let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. I have too many fails to pay $8. Maybe when I become experienced like you. Um, that's why I said go to like the paper towel method. Like the paper towel method is almost foolproof. So I that's one I would highly recommend for you. And then some of them, depending on the size of the seed, depending on what type of seed you're trying to get to germinate, like there's a lot that's going to happen. Like y'all remember the eucalyptus that I started from seed? That bad boy is still growing. It's still growing. But I messed up so many seeds on the eucalyptus plant because where I bought it from South America. And then I put, I wasn't putting it in the freezer or the refrigerator. I wasn't putting it in the refrigerator. And so when I went back, and the writing was so small, I couldn't see the writing, but I got a magnifying glass. And I was looking at it, and it was telling me that it needed to be cold stratified. So do a little research on your stuff too, because there's some things that if you're having trouble germinating them, you just need to know something about that seed. You need to know what that seed needs in order to get started. But like I have a good germination rate because I don't try just one thing. I try different methods. So you can still be like very experienced. You can get experienced results if you just do a little research on um, whatever type of seed that you have. You can get great results, great germination results as well. So it takes a little time, it takes a little effort, a little energy, but if you put it in there, I promise you, you can have some amazing harvest. One of the things that I also left was the purple Vienna, the little spaceship. What's it called? Kohlrabi. I had the purple Vienna kohlrabi, and man, it was actually forming. It was forming. They were getting a nice size, and you know, it was one of the things that ended up left. So yeah, that was my first time trying those, and you know, it took a little while to come up. Um, grape leaves. Wait a minute, what you said? Yeah, it does look like a little alien on it. You can't eat grape leaves, but they do have medicinal purposes in leaves. Yeah, just do your research. Just do your research and make sure that ask somebody. If you have somebody who is around you that you know personally that is really into nature, like um, one of my friends is like I said, she forages, but she also learned like how to use medicinal herbs, and she's so humble. She doesn't call herself a professional, but she definitely is. She learned from her mama how to be an herbalist. So all of her 40 years, this is what she has been doing, and she learned from people who actually lived the life. They still live off the land. So if you have those people in your life, pick their brains, ask them something, or if they are teachers like she is, like take a class. Take a class. Take a class. Um, yes, thank you, James. Thank you, James Franklin Hudson. You will always be learning your whole life and still feel you need to know more. Exactly. Exactly, James. I feel the same way. Feel the same way. All of these years, I still feel like there is so much for me to learn. And I'm constantly learning something from you guys. So it's appreciated. It's appreciated. Yep, yep. Gotta start me another moringa. Have to do it. Have to do it. Yes, and we have to make sure that we're getting our own seed and starting our own seed. So I have a video coming up where I'm going to show you guys. I'll just tell you a little bit about what's in the video, part of what's in the video. So I went to two of the big box stores, you know, the orange one and the blue one. And I was looking at the prices. Like the blue one, like what's the blue one doing? Why is the blue one selling um the same stuff for like 80 cents more? Why? 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 Eco neighbor. Hi, Eco neighbor. I have Eco neighbor. I actually have some Japanese burdock down there that I'm trying to germinate right now. I'm gonna try a little more because I know we need plenty of that. And if y'all have ever seen Ession's Family Garden germinated, I think he said their burdock was like 8 years old at this point, but man, they are tallish. They big. They are big. I mean, I was like, woo. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And burdock is incredible. When you need to detox, burdock should be one of your go-to. It's one of the bitters. And if you know anything about the bitters, they are incredible for fighting and cleaning your body, cleaning your blood. You gotta have the bitters. Um, Eco, let's go get that moringa tree. Moringa tree. That baby is big. I mean, it was really, really tall. We should just take it. Oh Lord. Don't put the men together, Lord. Put the men on one accord. But yeah, it's very, very. Hey, Laura Veronica Speedwell, how you doing, my friend? Burdock root is yummy in stew or soup too. Yes, yes, we've come to discover that, and we had it in. We had it on the grill. Yeah, we had it on the grill. Hey, Vels, you back? Man, I got called away almost as soon as I signed in earlier. Missed everything. Sounds like a great discussion as usual. We'll definitely be checking out the replay to catch up on what I missed. Well, it was a great discussion, and your garden friends, your brothers and sisters, your G Tribe family has just showed out today. Really gave some fantastic information in this live stream. So do me a favor and hit that share button, share it out on Facebook. If you got a little Instagram thing, you can share it on. What you swipe to the left thing. Share it to some of them people who trying to get a date with you. Tell them that you ain't dating them unless they go and what is it called? Tinder? Yeah, on Tinder. Put it on Tinder. Put it in your profile and say, listen, I'm not dealing with you unless you a grower. Unless you a gardener, don't come my way. So learn something. Find this information. They need to put the bitters in a peel form. Tina, Pit Stop Kitchen and Garden. I swear, she won't do right. She just won't do right. That's my friend. But she just won't do right. So yeah, anyway, I was kidding y'all. Share out the video. Share it out um on your different platforms so that people are getting this information. Okay, please. And thank you. Thank you. And if you have an opportunity, also share it out on the YouTube platform. But yeah, let's get the information shared out. I really appreciate. I won't be sharing if that's the case. David, David, David saying nothing about to stand in the way of him getting the girl. Okay, David, I understand. Well, anyways, tell the people that there's a lot of great information that was in this particular live stream. Hello, hi Arvarns, how are you doing? Love Note said golden seal and chickweed nasty, so I take the capsule. See, and I can eat the chickweed in my salad. I can eat it in my salad. There was so much of it in our last yard. There was tons of chickweed over there. So I actually have an oil that I made from chickweed. I dried some, and then I used to throw some on my fresh salad. So yeah, everybody, got their different taste buds, though. But hey, if we can eat cloves of garlic just raw, and we can eat burdock raw when we need to like really get some cleaning going on, then other things are like they're not so bad. They're not so bad. So um to me, the chickweed is like it's not really bitter. It's not really bitter. They warn men to be careful of intaking black seed oil. Impotency? Really? I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's interesting. Um, yes, time is really good. It's really good for you. That's one thing that I want to learn how to grow inside of um, mason jars. I saw a guy do that, and I just thought it was so interesting, and it was beautiful growing inside this mason jar. So yeah, just try a variety of things, but do your research and know about what some of the side effects are, because herbals also herbals also have side effects. Okay, so it's really important to really do your research, and um, don't just take anybody's word for it. Get in there, get in there, and do your research. All right. James said, "What is burdock? You want me to take you outside and show you? Y'all got a minute? Hold on. Let me see how I can get you out of here. Y'all got a minute? I'm gonna take you and show you some burdock, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. All right. Not nothing down. All right. Go. Let's go. Let's go for a walk. Here we go. Going out the door. Ooh. All righty. Y'all see? See what's been happening out here? When the storm came through, just been blowing stuff over, throwing. I'm glad that didn't hit my glass on my car. Throwing down big branches. Look at that. Yeah, that's what's been happening out here. It was crazy. All right, so anyway, let me show you this burdock, James Franklin. What? Look at them. They waiting on me. What? What y'all want? You want something? All right, let me try to get close and show y'all. Look at them. They see you coming. They like, bring us something. Bring us something. Look how big they're getting, guys. Look how big they're getting. One, two, three, and a possible. I'm telling you. But I love them. I love them. I love them. Look at Big Rooster right there. Hey, hello. Oh, you're getting so big. You're getting so big. All right. Focus. Let me get back focused. Okay, James Franklin. So this is burdock right here. This one has been in here for roughly, I want to say, 3, 4 years. I don't know if it's been that long, but I think it's been at least three. So that's the burdock. That's what it looks like. And you can use this leaf. You can also use the root of that. And we have so few, I won't pull up the root right now, but yeah. And look, y'all, little Gigi, look what she grew. This is her mango seed. She's so proud of it. She's so proud of it. All right, let me see what y'all saying. My local feed store has been giving me books on fruit trees and vegetable care. Maybe some of your local places have them as well. That is wonderful. That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, they have gotten really big. They've gotten really big. So yeah, jute leaves. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna check it out. So guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me and going through the sideways madness with me to, to start and just share out the video. Um, Make sure that your people around you, just make sure that they know that they need to be growing something, that they need to at least have the skill. If they are not doing it right now, just make sure that they know that they at least need to have this skill, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, G Tribe family. I really appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, and I will see you guys on the next video. And remember, guys, when you grow it, you know it. Peace, family.